Hello there. We are here today with an astronaut, Scott Poteet. Scott will be heading to outer space in the first Polaris mission. So my first question is, Scott, what are you looking forward to this mission?
Ooh, that's a great question. There are a lot of things I'm looking forward to. We've been training for 6 months. We've done a lot of cool stuff, simulator training, so an actual capsule that gives us the realism of the screens and the information that we're going to see during the mission. We've done a lot of training doing that. We've climbed mountains. We climbed Cotopaxi, a volcano down in Ecuador. And what that provides us is an experience of getting comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So you're up on the side of a mountain. It's pretty steep. It's cold. The environment is pretty harsh. You're hungry. You're dehydrated. Those are all things that we're going to experience when we're in space. So that just prepares us. And we do other things like flying fighter jets. So we're pretty excited all around, just not for the training, but the mission itself.
Yeah, and you're also going on the first one.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first mission of a series of 3 Polaris missions. And then that last mission is going to be the first human flight in a vehicle called Starship. And Starship is the rocket that's going to take humans back to the moon and eventually to Mars.
Wow, that's really cool. Question number 2. Are you nervous about anything, like about crashing, getting in an accident, the engine's breaking, or any of that stuff?
It's not necessarily nerves. It's more excitement. And we experience this level of excitement in a lot of things we do in the training environment. So even scuba diving. It's a harsh environment. You put all this gear on. You're breathing in a different way. Those all provide experiences that help us handle those nerves when it does come time for the launch itself. But I'm definitely excited for the launch. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's why you're trained to do all this stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. We do a lot of training. We still have a lot of training to go. We did the centrifuge. So that's a device that we climb into, a capsule on the end of an arm, and it spins us around and around and around, and it generates G-forces. And those G-forces is something you experience when you're on a roller coaster or flying a fighter jet. Those are all things that's going to be exposed to our body on the launch, because we go from 1 G, standing here, right here like this, on the end of a rocket, and then it's going to light, and it's going to launch. And we accelerate, and we pull 4 Gs. So that's 4 times the body weight. So if your head weighs 10 pounds, it's going to weigh 40 pounds under 4 Gs. So that sensation is something we got to get used to, and that's why we do certain things like the centrifuge.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Scott. The third question is, what message do you have to anyone in the world who will be watching this spaceship launch?
That's a good question. So we like to share our message with everyone. That's why we're doing a documentary that's covering everything that we're doing, because we want to make space more accessible to everyone. Up to this point in the history of space travel, it's been fairly limited to about 600 humans. But that's going to change for generations to come, for your generation. There's going to be a lot more opportunity, and that's why we want to expose what we're doing to the world through the documentary, through web coverage during the launch itself. And the message that we want to make sure that everyone understands is that anyone can have this opportunity in the future. And having a level of gratitude for the people that do support our mission, the families that do support us, having gratitude and grace for their support is very important for us.
Yeah. How do you also feel about your partners, your crew, going to space with you?
They're extremely smart. So I am very fortunate and grateful that I have the crew that I have. Jared is an experienced astronaut. He was the commander of Inspiration 4, which was the first all-civilian mission to space a year ago. And then I have 2 other crew members, Anna and Sarah. And they actually are engineers that work at SpaceX. And their roles, one of them taught astronauts how to train and be an astronaut. And every astronaut that's gone through this program with SpaceX, she has taught. So she is very experienced in being an astronaut. This will be her first time. And then Anna is responsible for writing some of the procedures and emergency procedures as well as the normal procedures. What we do with switches when we at certain times throughout the phases of the mission.
You must feel very comfortable with your partners and your crew. Thank you for coming to speak to SMS and sharing your journey. We will be looking forward to watching you on your journey. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.